Welcome to this van tour. It's a 1982 Volkswagen Westfalia camper van. It has been fully renovated and has a beautiful white color, as well as a high top, 2 bedrooms and a full kitchen. This is the outside of the van. It is super cute and has a really cool 1980s vintage feel while still being in a perfect condition. Like, check out how shiny and stylish the wheel covers are. It has 4 doors, a distinctive sliding side door, which has a mind of its own and is located on the passenger side, 2 front doors and a trunk door. We love to keep the side door open during the day as it adds an extra sitting area. Right away you notice the high top where the second bedroom is. This means this van can fit up to 4 people, but today it's just me and my friend Stella. On the side of the van you have a gas vent and some hookups for water and electricity. Currently we're not hooked to anything as we are in the middle of nature in Italy on the free camping grounds of this beautiful monastery. Now let's go inside. We're gonna start the tour from the top of the van and we'll make our way back to the bedrooms. I'll be showing you how we've been making the most of this tiny space and what our daily life in the van was as 2 girls traveling alone. In this driving area you have 2 seats that are straight from the 80s. They have a very distinctive look with green and brown stripes, and similar padding has been added for extra comfort. You also have a leather headrest and 2 seat belts. The passenger seat is super cool as it has a swivel, which means you can turn the seat around. It makes the van super transformable as it adds an extra seating in the living area, which I'll show you right after this. When you're in the driver's seat you can see the massive Volkswagen steering wheel, which I find pretty cool. Over here there is a pretty minimalist dashboard, sun visor and a rear view mirror. The van is a manual drive and the stick is actually pretty funny given that it's definitely not a fast ride. With a parking brake, it's the only thing that's between the seats. So you have a lot of space to come and go between the top of the van, where we are right now, and the living room in the back. There are also pretty big windows which are amazing, but this means it can also get pretty cold, so some cork has been added for insulation on the ceiling, hidden here behind this pretty cool map where you can pin your location. You also have plenty of storage space to keep your stuff while you're driving. You have a big organizer with compartments and cup holders, as well as a glove compartment and some secret storage space hidden behind the passenger seat. Everything here is vintage and you can really feel that this van is from the 1980s because of the cassette player and the ashtrays that are everywhere. There's even one in the bedroom. When you're not driving, you can turn the front seat around and feel like you're in an actual living room and not a car. The driving area is separated by a cute decorative curtain which creates a cozy mood. You'll see the living area is a super transformable space. It is also a kitchen, a dining room, a bathroom and even 2 bedrooms. The living area has a spacious interior with a beautiful lightly grey wooden floor which makes for a great finish. And the space also feels super bright thanks to all the windows, like this one located at the base of the raised roof, under which you have some storage space. And one thing that's super cool about this van is that you can stand up in it. This is ideal for cooking or just hanging out without constantly banging your head. And over here you have the passenger seats. The seats are again in this very recognizable brown and green color from the 80s. So this is how the van will be if you were in driving mode. You have additional seat belts and you can just sit here. You can fit up to 2 people very comfortably, and at night it transforms into a bed. Under the seats you also have some storage space which you can get to by pulling this button up. Right above the seats you have 2 speakers for music and a cabinet where all the tableware and cooking utensils are kept. You'll see in the rest of the tour, but when living in a tiny space like this, there's a place for everything. Oh, and right next to the back seats, you have this really cool foldable table, which you can take out by pulling on it. It's just so practical. Opening the table totally transforms the van into a tiny dining room. We ate some pretty good meals here, cooked in the van's kitchen. What's really cool about this van is that all the storage space really makes sense. The table actually hides 3 different cabinets. This mini closet where you can hang your clothes and that has a mirror, this one where the first aid kit is, and this one where you have all the condiments you need to cook. And next to the floor you even have a tiny pantry. In the kitchen you have so much storage space, like here where we have all the trash and the gas valves, here where we're keeping all our silverware, or even here where we have a fridge. We have a mini fridge in a van. That's pretty cool. There also is some additional storage space over here on the top bed. And you also have the storage space which is a spice rack. Behind me this hides a fully functioning kitchen. Check it out. And if you lift this up you have a stove with 2 burners and a sink. This is probably the feature I've been the most impressed by. What's really nice is that you can fully stand up, so it feels just like a tiny home's kitchen. Seriously, this kitchen is so good that at night we could cook a full meal of this delicious risotto to enjoy in the van. And when you're cooking in such a tiny space, you need to open the windows for ventilation. So it's great to have this window that's in the ceiling, or even this one located behind the stove. And before we transform the van into 2 tiny bedrooms, this is how we usually get ready to sleep in the van. During the summer, you have this external shower that we're not gonna use because it's the end of winter here and it is freezing cold in the morning and at night. And there's also a portable toilet for emergencies, which we usually keep hidden. Right now we don't need any of this as the bathrooms of the camping ground are right here. So we just use the van sink to brush our teeth and we're ready for bed. And at the back of the van you have the first bedroom. This is just the passenger seats that you can easily transform into a bed. It's pretty big to fit 2 people. However, it's better for a couple because it's not that big. So that's why I sleep on the top bunk and Stella sleeps on the bottom bunk. The bottom bed is pretty comfy as it is since the mattress is pretty thick. I've seen other people add another mattress on top of it, but I feel it's not needed. We also have 4 different pillows for added cozy vibes. There's also a big window at the back of the van, which makes for such a beautiful light in the morning. Luckily, all the windows, including this one, are covered by shades at night for privacy. We usually keep the bed closed during the day and only open it at night. To open this bed, it's pretty easy. You simply lift the seat up and pull. You then get a super comfy bed that's 120 centimeters or 3'9". To fold the bed back, you just do the opposite and lift the back of the seat. And this is the top bunk, which doubles up as more storage space during the day. To open the top bed, you simply turn this button to open the railing and pull. The bed is a bit smaller at 116 centimeters or 3'8". It simply slides out into these built-in tracks, which make it feel super safe and sturdy. To climb in there takes a bit of practice, but once you're in there, it really feels like a cocoon. It's actually super easy to take out, and I actually prefer sleeping there than downstairs, as it's a bit warmer up there. This is because you're not surrounded by windows, but by the cork panels, which are here for insulation. This van has no heating whatsoever when it's not hooked on power, and we've been warming up thanks to hot water bottles. It's the end of winter, but we're in Italy right now, so it tends to be pretty sunny during the day and quite cold at night. I knew that safety could be a concern when living in a van. More on that in a sec. But one thing I didn't know is how cold it could get at night. When you're hooked on power, you usually can use the heating and the outlet in the van, and there's also built-in lights. But right now we're only using battery-powered lights like this super cool portable light or these fairy lights and a portable charger for our electronics. If I were to live in this van full-time, I'd probably will invest a bit more to improve the insulation and have more electricity to stay warm and not worry about charging my electronics. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to say that we always felt super safe as 2 girls traveling together. We enjoyed being on an actual campground as it was really nice being close to other RVs and vans while still being in the middle of nature. We of course always used common sense and always locked the doors at night and didn't leave anything of value inside. I'd say the main challenge is to stay organized, like every day you have to make your bed and clean after eating or things become messy really fast. We quickly learned that you need to keep everything in its place and not just throw stuff out of sight on the top bed. Like this morning I had misplaced the van keys and looked for them for way too long. Luckily, when I finally found them, we could go explore the Italian countryside and were instantly reminded of why the van life is pretty enjoyable. I'll leave you there. Bye for now.